we've got Heather Rodwell here today, and Heather's going to do some channeling. You don't know who's coming through yet, do you? But you're gonna see once you start tuning in. Yeah, you're gonna go with the flow. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Heather, do you want to introduce yourself?
Whoever decides.
Yeah. If you can
Yes.
introduce yourself and
My name
tell us
is
who you are.
Heather.
Okay. What do you do, Heather?
All right. Currently, I am between worlds of the job world. I've always been a poet. So my life has been poetry, which doesn't make money. I used to be a waitress for many years. And recently I've delved more deeply into my true purpose, which is anything metaphysical, psychic. I've been doing tarot cards for the last couple of months. I have gone into deep meditations where I have been in the sun twice. I've been in inner earth twice. I've been in inner earth. I've seen many beings. I've done a lot of interdimensional travel with my dragons. I've got 3 dragons that travel with me.
Okay.
And in the real world, I am these days just a hermit, hiding behind the screen in the internet until one day. But I am a healer, and I do long distance healing with Shambhala and Dragon's Breath and Arcturian DNA activating healing as well.
So how did you discover the Dragon's Breath and the Arcturian DNA healing? How did that come about?
The Dragon's Breath, I had broken my foot a couple of months ago, about December. I'd broken my foot and I was in a place where there was no medical help, and I was in the bushes. I was far away from everything. All I had was the internet. And I'd already had Shambhala, which was attuned from my Reiki master. And I was asking some people about Shambhala and how quick the healing process was, because I needed to stand up and go and do things this foot. And somebody spoke to me and offered me Dragon's Breath, to be empowered with Dragon's Breath. And I accepted, and that healing process was very powerful. I literally stood up straight after he was finished with me. It was painful, but I mean, I could stand and I could walk, hobble. And
It's amazing.
3 days later, I was, and there was, there's where I was, which is in the Transkei, there's not a lot of electronic, what would you call it, interference like you do in cities. So everything is much cleaner and purer, and the air is clean, and there's less frequency interference. So I was sitting drawing pictures, and a face of a dragon came to me in my mind and said to me, I need to take you somewhere while you are just before bed tonight. So that night I went to bed, and I closed my eyes and walked down some stairs, and I saw my dragon, this dragon that I just met. And the first thing I did was ask him his name, and then later on realized I'm not allowed to tell anybody dragons' names. And then he took me into inner earth, and I went there, and when I arrived, they were standing in a row, all sorts of different beings, and a centaur was speaking to me. He came up, and he was a spokesperson for the inner earth beings. And his name, I think it was like Boris or something. And he said to me that I, among a few other people, had been chosen, or like pre-chosen before I came here, that this was what I was doing, that I would let them know when it was safe for them to come above and to open the trapdoor. And there was this huge trapdoor that they were like standing there waiting. And I said, okay. And I said, yes, this is a great idea, yes. And they started opening the trapdoor. And then while I said yes, I thought to myself, these humans are not ready. They're actually going to probably kill all the magical creatures. So I screamed no, and I said, I'm so sorry, but the humans are not ready. And they said, it's okay, it's all right. And they closed the trapdoor again. And I said, as soon as I know that it's time, then I'll come back. And sometime during lockdown, about a month and a half ago, I went back in, and because everyone's locked inside, I thought this was a perfect time to open it up. And I went down and I opened up again, and they all came out. And they're obviously not going to be in the two double vision, you know, these two eyes. You won't be able to see them with these two eyes, but if you are sensitive, you'll be able to see them. And there will be more magical beings and elemental and Agatha creatures, beings that will be communicating with people from now on.
Yeah, I have been finding that the dragons are really coming out to speak to people now.
Yeah,
Making
and they're
themselves
really,
known. Yeah.
they're definitely making themselves known. They're kind of like shaking you away.
Yeah.
And I remember a couple of years ago, I used to, I was in a relationship with an alcoholic, and the only way I could deal with the relationship was to be on his level. So we just used to get drunk every night because, you know, what's the point? And at night, I'd wake up and I would see this massive white dragon sleeping in the corner of my room. Sleeping, not really sleeping, but just lying there watching me. And I'd nudge him awake. And I'm like, do you see this dragon in the corner of the room? And yes. But like, you know, he's drunk. How am I supposed to know if he's correct or not? Or if he's lying or, you know?
Yeah.
And I never thought about it until after meeting the maroon dragon of mine. And then I went into a meditation about 2 months ago, and I jumped onto this white dragon, and I recognized it instantly. And I was like, you were watching me in the room for so many years.
Yeah. Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So
maybe I'll try and speak to one of the dragons. Maybe I'll see.
Yeah, that would be great.
They want to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do it. If you want to.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to do some breathing.
Okay.
I'll just tell you everything I see and come across.
Okay.
I'm calling in my guides, my higher self, my angels, Archangel Michael to protect me, Archangel Sandalphon, Gabriel, and Uriel are in all four corners. I feel safe and protected. My higher self is coming in, communicating through me and with me, opening up my communication channels for the highest good of all. I'm calling in my dragon now. Okay, I believe he is here. Would you like to say a question?
Yeah. Okay. Where are you from?
Everywhere.
Okay.
What does it mean? A planet far away from the solar system. Doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
They've had to spread out across the solar system all over. And there are some of my being that do live in inner Earth, and some in a different dimension on this planet and on all other planets.
Are you part of a group?
Yes.
Is this
There's lots and lots.
Lots and lots, sorry.
Lots and lots of us. All different types, all with different levels of jobs. I like to say the word jobs. All different job titles, things that we do. All aspects of the one, but each separate in their own character and job title.
What is your job title? Or what is your mission here?
Guide. Help interdimensional travel for people that need it and want it.
Okay.
like a portal, basically, from one dimension to the next, easy access to the next dimension with the people that are able to ride upon us.
Okay. So do you help people go into other dimensions? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Are you
So
just
that
helping
they
people?
can,
Sorry.
people and all, we are helping people at the moment because that's what they need. The people that need us, we come to, and this is the time that we are trying to help as many people as they allow, but it is up to the person themselves to accept and open up to us. We are always ready to help, but we are not going to knock on your door and say, unless it's important, unless it's very imperative that this is the time, then we'll come to you. But if you seek us out, we will be there. And we are only, my tribe is the benevolent ones, and we are a proud species. We are ancient, very, very ancient. We are healers. We are very magical creatures. We are not seen on this plane of existence unless by a highly trained eye. There are some people who can see us face to face, three-dimensionally, but they have to be in a mindset of between 6 and 12 dimensions. So that if they're in that dimension, then we can have a face-to-face conversation. But we can't, well, we won't, we can, but we won't lower our dimension to speak to others. So we're available, but you've got to come up to our frequency to communicate with us.
Okay. Really interesting. Do you work with certain elements? Because they say that dragons, like for example, there's fire dragons, air dragons, etc. So what kind of
Yes.
dragon are you?
I am an earth dragon.
Okay. An earth dragon. So what does that mean exactly? Does that mean that you just work with earth, or that you work with the element of earth?
I'm connected to the earth element, the earth elementals, Gaia herself, and inner earth. Earth dragons are very inner earth based. We wield our magic with the rock and crystal and fauna and flora of the planet upon which we reside.
Okay. Really interesting. And why do dragons have like different colors? Is there a meaning to that? Like
Yes,
what's your color, for example? Are you white? Are you the white dragon on either
I'm the
side?
maroon.
Maroon. Okay. Yeah.
I'm maroon. I'm a maroon, shiny, shimmery maroon, and that is representative of the deep red earth colors. So, but also because of my affinity with red, I can move to fire as well. So I'm earth and fire. Earth. I'm the grounder. I'm the one that will bring you down to earth. So I'll be journeying people into Agatha and to inner earth planes of all dimensions, tunnel systems, in whichever planet that we happen to be at. And we very secretive about where we are exactly, because we don't want to be found, although we can't be found unless by somebody who knows how to connect to our energy. It's the same as when you're wanting to travel into inner earth. You can't physically go there. There are portals, there are physical portals to go there, but those are very dangerous and not recommended and are guarded by evil draconian type beings.
Okay.
We are relatives, but although there are no polarities in existence, we would call ourselves the good guys of the experience. It's not even a species, it's an experience, because we are all evolutions of ourselves. All of us at one point or another will have been or will become anything, basically. Dragon. Evil or good, or any other kind of species there is. We all have an evolutional cycle.
Okay. So when you use fire, how does that work? Is it good for transmuting, or?
Yes, it is the cleanser. Dragon's breath that humans are now using as the healing energy comes from our breath, comes from our fire energy, which you could equate to the violet flame of Saint Germain. Ours is very high in energy, so it might make you very tired afterwards. It will deplete you of energy before it enhances your energy. It'll take all of the badness away, and then you will have to rest to bring in the goodness, and the goodness will come in a lot stronger.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. So when the books I've read about the violet flame, they say to protect yourself first before using it. So what would you say about this, or the dragon's breath? Do you have to protect yourself before using it?
The same with using any magic. Protect yourself always, because every person has got their own energy code. And if you are wishing to connect with a dragon without protecting yourself first, you may connect with the wrong being. And even if you do your invocations and you call upon only the highest of good, there are those that can infiltrate those words and still come in as not so good. And so you need to protect yourself every time you go into any kind of communication with other beings.
Yeah. Okay, so you protect yourself. How would you recommend protecting yourself from this?
Each one's protection is individual, and it is how your soul is attuned to the way. You can learn various protection modalities, and only one will work for you. And it's an individual process to find out which one works for you. But the one that this channel uses is the bubble of protection. She's been doing this since she can remember. The bubble of protection, where she breathes in the bubble, and as she expands the bubble, and it just protects her. And she can imagine it as like a mirror, so that other beings can't see it, they can only see themselves. And that you can use in all sorts of ways, in all ways of protection. When you're leaving the house, you put on a bubble of protection. Other people have other ways, but I'm, as a dragon, don't need to have any kind of protection. But the beings that speak to us, especially on the human level, they need to protect their energy. Because other beings may not come in and attack, but they could siphon out energy, and that's where you get energy vampires and attachments that people don't even know about.
So what can you dragons help us with, and is there different kinds of dragons we can call upon to help us with different things?
Yes, there are. We are here with all of the other galactic teams to help with the ascension of Mother Earth, which is why we have started coming into your reality a lot more recently, so that our energy will uplift the vibration of the planet, and the more of us that are around, the higher the vibration and the easier Mother Gaia ascends. We are here for Mother Gaia, not really for the humans, but humans are on Mother Gaia, so we are all one, and everything is one. So we have to help all of us. because we are also part of this planet and we are part of the whole process, and our core purpose for this timeline is to uplift the planet into a higher dimension, which is 5D.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so when you said about in Agartha there are physical entries, I think, but you said they were very dangerous. What do you mean by that?
They are guarded by the not so good ones, because they are known and they have been found, and they are guarded by the draconian type of beings, and none of the portals into Agartha are hidden. They were hidden many years ago, but the reptilians have been here for long enough to know exactly where every portal is. And it's either these days, in this now moment, they're either a trap.
Okay.
You can get into the portal, but you can't come back, or you will be killed, taken down. You'll just never come back out, basically. And the things that they'll do to you, well, you don't want to know.
Okay.
And you won't actually get in.
Sorry.
That's fine.
What about there was a man who managed to get through to Inner Earth. He was flying, I think, and he reported it after. I think someone in the military, wasn't it? So how did that happen?
I have no idea. Maybe there is a way, but what I know is that they're all being guarded. But if he was part of the military, he could have infiltrated without being noticed that he isn't. Yeah, a military person would be able to go in unnoticed, because it's they would probably use military to guard these places. They would put structures near or over the portals where military personnel would be working, or they would cover it as something else, and this is a highly guarded area. But if you've got access to that area, you are able to get in. Almost like Area 51. It's highly guarded, but if you've got access, you've got access. So there are certain people that can go in, but none of the human beings, like normal people, would be able to go in. But if you've got an access card, you can.
Yeah.
Actually, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Trying to think of other questions. Can't think of anything right now. So you travel to other planets, did you say?
Yes. Other planets, other dimensions, other solar systems. But normally when we are based where we are and we are connected to the souls that we need to be connected to, we don't tend to go too far out unless we need to. We don't travel like a tourist, as you would like to say. We go on missions, and we go to this solar system, we do our mission, and then we return to where we are based, our home base.
Okay. Do you help other beings on other planets?
Yes.
Yeah. And can they see you as well, just like some humans here can see you?
Some can and some can't. It depends on their vibratory field and their ability to see.
Okay. Are you able to change color?
I am a shapeshifter, but I stay in this form because this is what I'm comfortable with. I don't need to change shape, but I can.
Okay, so does that mean you can change into any shape you want?
With a lot of power and energy, we have the ability to change shape. I don't. I don't need to.
Mhm.
But before I have changed shape. I have been humanoid form before. I've walked upon this planet as a human before.
Okay. How did you find being human? How did you find
I
it?
didn't like it one bit. I did not like it. I couldn't wait to come back. It wasn't nice. I didn't like it. I didn't like the sensitivity of being a human and the vulnerability of being a human and how soft the skin is. I'm not used to it. It's not my favorite way of being.
I can imagine. Yeah. And what about your magic? Like when you say magic, what kind of magic do you use? Like, why is it called magic, kind of thing?
Magic is an easier way to explain to humans the way the world really works. They call it magic. We actually just call it normal life. But to explain to a human how vast and magical life is, we just label it magic. And in dragon lore, it's always the magic of the dragons. We have the ability, say, when our dragon riders are riding us and we go into water, we will stop them. We'll put a bubble around them so that they can breathe. Into space, they can breathe. We protect them wherever they are if we are not around. You can call upon me to protect you. As your protection, that is magic. Our healing is the magic as well. We're interdimensional, which is also a form of magic. We have the ability to, telepathy. It's all just the normal psychic experience people call magic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, is there anything else you can think of that humanity needs to know, that humans need to know?
Yes. Humans need to start awakening to their deeper self and communicating to their higher selves. They need to bring back their higher selves into their bodies and have a deeper connection to the earth in order to help each other and learn the relationship between themselves and earth so that we can do our jobs easier without having to teach the humans every time how to pick up litter, that kind of thing. How to treat each other well, because we all are ascending at the same time, so we all need to help each other. And the way in which we help each other is to help uplift each other's states of being and unlearn what everyone has learned in this dimensional reality and start learning what is coming from within and to trust your inner guide, because that inner guide is the one that will guide you to being exactly who you are supposed to be. That's the message for now.
Yeah, thank you. I have another question. So I have Diana Cooper cards, and she channels dragons, I think. So she said in the booklet with her cards about that everybody has a dragon guide, at least one dragon guide. Is this true, would you say?
In my team, group, village, my family unit, each human has a dragon guide, if not at least one. Not all humans have got dragon guides, but most of them do. Everyone does have human dragons guides. Most humans live their entire lives without the knowledge of it. So it's a dormant guide, and we have no way of guiding the human without them acknowledging us.
Yeah.
So everyone has a dragon guide, but not everyone gets to meet their dragon guide.
Yeah, that's what actually Diana Cooper said, that you kind of need to call them forward to kind of connect with you before they will connect with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Lots of
Okay.
people are also, depending on their level of knowledge and understanding, lots of people don't have belief in dragons. I mean, all of the magical creatures of the world have been in hiding for so long that most of the human population at this time are not aware of dragons, dragon guides. They may be aware of dragon mythology and stories, but because they don't believe that they exist,
Yeah.
then they actually they can't cross into fully embodying their connection with the dragons.
Yeah. So why have all the mythical creatures been hiding?
Because of galactic wars that have been going on for a very, very, very long time. It was a power struggle, and humans descended after Atlantis fell, and we left. Some of us left the planet. Once Atlantis and Lemuria fell, some of us left the planet, some of us stayed inside of the earth, and some of us changed form to take on human forms to try and infiltrate from the human perspective, which is why I became a human for one lifetime or a few lifetimes, and became a dragon again because I'd done what I needed to do as a human. Some magical creatures became humans. Some magical creatures went to inner earth, all awaiting for this great awakening that is happening now. And some were just hanging in space waiting.
So
and
have you
some
been
moved to another dimension.
okay? So have you been targeted then as dragons by the negative forces?
No, not yet.
No. Okay. Because you said you were very secretive. So why is this exactly?
The secretiveness is so that we don't get targeted, so that they don't.
Okay.
There's a lot of information that we cannot allow people to know, because if the wrong people know it, then there will be a lot of bad things that will happen.
Do you know like dragons from other planets? Do you sometimes meet them?
Yes. Yes.
Because my dragon is from Orion. Sorry, you were going to say something.
I have been there.
Yeah.
Yes, I have been there.
Yeah.
I've lived in Orion for a long time. We move from place to place. We don't stay in the same place all the time. But I've been in this earth plane for quite a long time. But I've been in various other star systems across the galaxy.
And then my dragon's soulmate or twin flame, she is from, because my dragon's male, and his twin flame, she's like a crystal dragon. So she's from a crystal planet. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it looks quite beautiful.
I have been to crystal planets. There are a few.
Yeah. So
They're the mother of crystals. That's where crystals come from on this planet.
okay. Yeah. Do you ever take crystals and put them in your body? Because I was seeing a dragon do that. Well, my dragon was doing that actually. I don't know if all dragons do this.
Put a ruby in my heart.
Yeah, that's what my dragon did in his heart too. Not a ruby, but something else. Yeah.
Yeah. Dragon heart. Yeah. That's
Okay.
the ruby. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So why do you do this? What's the reason?
Enhancing the energy of the love emanating. It's combining two energies, the energy of the dragon and the energy of the crystal, which will form a more powerful explosion of love, if you want to call it that way. Or whatever crystal you choose. Like you can put one onto your third eye and it will enhance visionary experiences. Put a crystal into your crown. It'll enhance your connection to the universe.
Yeah.
It depends on what you want to do with the crystal in order to get what you want out of it.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, is there anything else you would like to tell us about what's happening just now, for example?
Not at this time.
No.
I will have more information when it is needed to come out.
Do you have any other advice for us at this difficult time? Many people are struggling.
Keep your head up. Do not be caught up in the fear constraints that has been gripping your world, because that is just an illusion that you will break out of. But it does take your concentration and energy to change and move your perspective into looking at everything on a higher plane of understanding. If you are in a situation where you feel fear, take 3 steps back and watch your situation from an outsider's point of view, and you will then see how this fear is not needed when you see it from that side, when you see it from a third person's angle. Fear is not actually needed at all. And you can transmute your fear into love. And if at any point you feel fear and you need help, you can call on us. We are right here. We are of assistance. We are here to help ascend the humans. So we are here to assist you in whatever ways you need.
Thank you. How do you transform fear? Because it's a very dense kind of, when you feel collective fear.
That's what dragon's breath. That's
okay.
You do either the dragon's breath or the violet flame, and you burn away all of your negative thoughts and feelings and fear feelings, and you just say to yourself, I love you, I love you, I love you. Even if you don't believe it, your body hears it. Your cells are energy transmitters and receivers. So when you talk to your cells, they respond. When you say I love you to your cells, even if you don't believe it, your cells will believe it. And you are safe. You are safe. I am safe. Your cells will believe it, and you will be safe. And people don't have anything to fear. Fear has been a construct that has been invented in order to keep the humanity on a third dimensional level for this amount of time.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. It was really nice to meet you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay.
It was lovely to speak to you.
You too. Thank you for all your advice and information. That was amazing.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me speak.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.